Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Maybe you are familiar with this expression, and it goes like this: like father, like son, or like parents, like children, or something like that. Which means, they're like what you expect, they're the same, but I would use this kind of expression for my video here. Like husband, like wife. And I will be talking about the Zelensky family. And not the children. Children are children. Not really responsible. Why? Because, their brain are not developed and all that. Our experience and so on. But as an adult who already sucked some cock, I think you are responsible for your statements. I'm talking about Zelenskaya, Zelensky's wife. Now, Zelensky, he is a Jew, Zelenskaya, whatever she's a Ukrainian. So what's going on here? She's going to show us her tyrant mentality, her authoritarian mentality, as her husband. Her husband, Zelensky, already showed it through his, banning certain political parties, certain media outlets, certain religious denominations, infringing certain rights left and right. So she is going to respond, defending her husband, which is, laudable. I'm all for it if he deserves. And even if he doesn't deserve, she should still try, at least, because that's the world over there, and here is your husband or your wife, So even if you're not right, I think you should defend, because if you don't want to be, okay, let's talk about absolutes, all right? This guy is wrong, but I love him, so it makes it, I'm still with him or her. So what's going on here? Zelenskaya, or I think that's the way you call her. Anyway, this woman here says that First Lady responds to Klitschko's veiled criticism of Zelensky, with a double Y. Zelensky, that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, I guess. So, and if I don't have to, I just made it up because I can. I'm a free person, and anyway. So she responds to Klitschko's veiled criticism of Zelensky. What do you expect? Well, this is I expect. I say, okay. Well, I know Klitschko said certain things about Zelensky, that it is one-man decision, and he kind of turns into totalitarian mentality, tyrant, and so on. That's what Klitschko, who dared to get out of the floor after he was knocked out by Al Capone, not by Zelensky, was knocked down. He kept his head down for about May, June, July, August, September, October, November. For 6 months, he kept his head down. The Germans, his masters, I'm just having a gut feeling, told him, we can't defend you here. Keep it down, and then we're going to reactivate you. So remember, he was attacked by Zelensky because of those shelters that were not open, one or two, and somehow it was Klitschko's, the mayor of Kiev's, fault. And Zelensky said that we have enough traitors outside and enemies. We don't want traitors within, and a knockout punch is coming, or something like a threat. All right. So the Klitschko was like, zip it. These guys are gonna assassinate me, or they're gonna just have a mock trial, and they will deem me a supporter of Putin or collaborationist. So what's going on here? So I expect Zelensky's wife to. This is the criticism. And you bring your argument or counter-argument. This guy say, well, your husband is an idiot, he did this and he did that. And you say, if you think otherwise, he's not an idiot because he did that because of this, he did that because... You bring arguments, counter-arguments. That's how it is in Ukrainian civilization as well. Because Ukrainian civilization is part of our civilization. They like it or not. We still, follow the ancient Greeks, ancient Romans, so it's still under that civilization, but she goes by her husband, so she's not going to use our civilization way of arguing. She's going to use a different kind, which is a tyrannical way of arguing, which is, let me read it for you. Kiev Mayor Vitaly Klitschko, quote unquote, should mind his own business, end quote, and not criticize President Zelensky. Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelenska said in an interview with Ukraine BBC, She didn't bother to answer the criticism. She said he should not criticize. He should just mind his own business. So she's unaware that in free societies, which Ukraine is not, people are supposed to be allowed to express views, make claims, statements, true or false. And how do we determine they're true or false? By dialogue, by debate, by supporting evidence. Claims should be supported with evidence. She did not provide a counter argument. She told him, shut the fuck up and mind your own business. Very, very democratic first lady of Ukraine. You can keep her, she's too fat for me. Right? Remember that song? I don't want her, you can have her, she's too fat for me. That's a polka song. Polka. All right, so that's Olena Zelenska. She didn't bother to counter-argue. No, he should shut the fuck up and mind his own business or else. What else do you want? That's her. Didn't even bother. Didn't even bother. Now, Klitschko is not, I don't know, a weasel or, how should I put it? He's an important person. He's an important and achieved human being. In sports, in politics, I think he graduated some colleges too. So he's not an idiot whatsoever. He might, be on someone else's payroll here and there. But still, I think his position in the society deemed a adult answer. When I say adult, I'm not talking about that kind of adult. Adult answer, she answered like a tyrant. You don't think so? Well, next time when, let's say, you ask, your elected official something and you say, hey, you did something wrong, your elected official should turn around and say, you mind your own business and shut the hell up. What would you do? What? First, I can say whatever I want. And if you think it's wrong, you should give me an answer. Now, I know Zelenska was unelected. So she's just the one that stays in her knee, grabs her hair, and moves back and forth. That's all she does. Or he holds her hair, whichever comes first. Right? That's all she does. She's not over there as a political figure. She's not. But he is. So he was voted, at least in the office, by some people. So she is talking like that. As I said, I think Klitschko should have received a logical answer, or at least she should say, I'm not in a position to answer this question or his criticism because I'm really not involved in politics. I don't know the in and outs what my husband does. She can't say she knows. Obviously, right? But it's confidential. It's not between them. They're not partners. They don't come as a package. That's a president and his wife and his children. Or if she becomes the president, she's the president and her husband and the kids. These guys are not part of the political system. They're over there just to smile nicely and shut the hell up. To use her, answer. Why? Because she's an unelected official. Now, she could have been more gracious and say, you know what? I don't know. I'm not familiar. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, if he thinks that, I don't know, that's my husband, he should answer that. I have no idea if that's true, if it's not true, but he should shut the hell up and mind his own business. This reminds me of my childhood when I was under a communist time. I was right and don't say I'm going to smack it. That was in Romania. And Ukraine is not far from Romania, and this thing is still there in Romania as well, by the way. Even if you're right, they don't debate. They just want you to shut up, like these kids here. And this is the mentality. Infantile. And she is the first lady. It's good that she just doesn't have any political power or anything. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.